Hello there, my name is Wale Farron. I'm a tech entrepreneur, and you're watching Tech Roundup, your weekly opinion, views, and analysis of the top tech events happening around the world with a focus on Nigeria. This week in our analysis segment, we'll review the federal government's self-certification directive as Huawei weighs its $76 million investment in Nigeria. With me this week to analyze is Nonye Okolie, who is the CEO at Leadspace.ng. Remember that we have number of the week. As usual, the show is packed. The federal government last week announced a new directive that ordered all bank account holders with financial institutions in the country to obtain, complete, and submit a new self-certification form or face monetary penalties or inability to operate their account altogether. However, the next day, the government retracted the statement after much backlash on social media, saying the notice does not apply to everyone. There's no way that the statement was not planned, and the follow-up statement was simply damage control, at least in my own opinion. However, I also cannot help but think about this from a BVN point of view or perspective. After all this time, has all the data been put to good use in terms of creating a true financial inclusion play for the country? What impact has the BVN really had on credit assessment and digital lending culture in Nigeria? Do the banks use this data for anything other than identification? So what's the self-certification form all about, really? Thinking back at the inconvenience that came from having to physically visit banks during the BVN registration, this might be very frustrating for people to think about again. Even if the government wanted a new set of information from Nigerians, why not create a digital form like everyone else is doing these days, make it possible for people to do it online, and perhaps link it to the existing BVN record? I couldn't help but think about this from BVN perspective, right? We did this BVN exercise, which I think is really good. It was a good exercise that we embarked on a few years ago. But I'm not sure that we've realized the full potential or the gains of having a system like that. When I think about the financial institutions or financial system in Nigeria, and I think about credit assessment, credit report, access to loans by businesses and individuals that rely on information that one could build on a BVN platform, it's not there. And I don't think that we've taken advantage of the opportunity that system or a platform like that presents to drive financial inclusion in Nigeria. I also think that the banks have not really allowed innovation around that OBVN data to happen by collaborating with partners, with fintechs and startups to be able to really take advantage of that and expand financial system beyond the 40 million accounts that we have today. Nigeria as a country can easily do with double that number of accounts if everyone is included in the financial system. To our next story. Huawei Technologies Company Nigeria Limited, a leading tech company in the Nigerian telecom space, says it has made a total of $76 million investment in Nigeria. The managing director said this to the Nigerian Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning recently in Abuja. The minister commended Huawei for its investments in Nigeria and said that the educational system has been the most impacted by COVID-19. And only students and children in the cities have been able to have access to digital learning, and appeal to Huawei to help in that situation and to bring into Nigeria assembly plants and repair workshops that could help create jobs and expand the value chain for the Nigerian citizenry, noting that the country is a big market. let's bring in Nonye again to discuss the impact that Huawei and other tech giants are having in the Nigerian tech and telco space. So the next story is talking about Huawei's investment of $76 million in Nigeria. That is a good headline by itself. But given what a big tech giant like Huawei can potentially do, or what they do all around the world, we've seen Huawei in the news lately with the China-US conflict and the magnitude of that company, what they can do to nations. I couldn't help but think that is Huawei really putting enough into the technology and telco space in Nigeria? Or maybe the right question is, are Nigerians and Nigerian entities collaborating enough with a company like Huawei to leverage their assets and use it for infrastructure, technology, and telco development in Nigeria? How do you see this? How would you weigh into this story?
Okay. Yeah, so I must commend the work Huawei is doing in Nigeria and probably other countries in which they have footprints, right?
Yeah.
So I think development comes from internal, right? As a nation, we shouldn't 100% depend on impact initiatives by externals, right? Um, for instance, looking at some of the tech startups that are in existence at the moment, right? You can literally see how, to an extent, during the last rebasing of the GDP and how ICT contributed to the development of the nation, or to our gross domestic product, right? So these are we or Nigerians creating innovative solutions to power Nigeria, right? So in as much as corporate organizations, brands are donating and then impacting young people in Nigeria and bringing a lot of money into the country, right? I think as citizens of the nation also, we have our own role to play
Yeah.
in developing the nation. That's why, to an extent, I've been in the tech space for a couple of years, and I've seen a young tech startup founder just convert an idea to a multi-million dollar business, right? And this was them just taking initiative, identifying problems, solving this problem, understanding the market.
No, so absolutely. And I wasn't suggesting that we rely on donation from Huawei's of this world. I was simply thinking and challenging us to take advantage of the fact that a giant like this operates in Nigeria. We have a very, very energetic startup space in tech. The way fintechs collaborate with banks, technology companies can collaborate with the likes of Huawei and the big telcos to further disrupt that space and make telco more accessible to more Nigerians and more applicable to more Nigerians. And if there are gains like that, I see a company like Huawei even invest more for equity, not as a donation, for equity, because those companies are doing well and they can literally transform the market. It's an interesting story, and I appreciate your contribution to it as well. Our number of the week is 100 million. The Central Bank of Nigeria has stated its readiness to increase the number of bank account holders enrolled in the bank verification number system from over 40 million to 100 million in the next 5 years. According to Nigeria Interbank Settlement System (NIBS), there are now over 40 million active accounts currently linked with BVN. Have a great week, guys, and enjoy the rest of your week. Bye.